everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Courtney Ryan, and it has been forever since I posted a video, so if you're still subscribed to my channel, thank you for sticking around. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the watch that I've been wearing on my wrist every single day for the past year, my Seiko SRRY025. So like I mentioned earlier, I've been wearing this watch almost every single day, so I just kind of wanted to run you guys through my thought process on it, what I like, what I don't like, and why I think it's one of the best watches you can get for this price. So now let's jump into the watch. So looking at the details of the watch, this watch has a case size of 33.8 millimeters, so it's going to fit a little bit on the smaller side. I personally prefer a watch that fits a bit smaller. I don't like a lot of overhang or to feel any kind of restriction in my wrist movement. Okay, so now looking at the thickness, this has a thickness of 11.3 millimeters, so this is a lot thicker than a typical fashion watch would be, but that's because there's a lot more going on in there. This watch has a mechanical movement rather than a quartz. However, the watch does wear pretty thin given its angular profile. Alright, so lug to lug, this watch comes in at about 40.4 millimeters, and this is important to know because this is going to be how the watch really sits on your wrist. And for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with lug to lug, this is measuring vertically from one side of the watch to the other side. And for 40.4, I'd say if your wrist is anywhere between 5 and 6.5 inches, this is going to fit you pretty well. Obviously, at the end of the day, it does come down to personal preference, but I find this is the perfect size for my wrist, which is just under 6 inches. The lug width of this watch is 16 millimeters. This is also an important measurement to know as well, because if you decided to maybe swap out this metal band for a leather strap, you'd need to know this measurement when purchasing that new strap. This size is popular enough that you can find a bunch of third-party options available if you did want to swap it out. Okay, so in the past when I looked at a watch, I didn't even know that you could swap out the strap. So this is really important for all of you starting out to know firsthand because, like I said, I had no idea, and I would base if I liked a watch or not on the strap, when in reality you can just switch it out super easy and it's not a big deal at all. So the strap is not a make it or break it on the watch. So this watch has a water resistance of 50 meters, which I think is kind of misleading because really you should have a water resistance of at least 100 if you're going to jump in the pool with it. But I think that 50 meters gives you a little bit more flexibility on a day-to-day basis, and you won't really have to worry about it getting wet. Now this watch is an automatic powered watch, meaning it's powered by solely mechanical components, unlike a quartz watch that uses a battery. The movement specifically is a caliber 4R35 Seiko automatic. And one really cool thing about this watch is when you flip it over, you can actually see the movement in action, unlike that of a fashion watch, which is powered by a quartz movement. So this watch is really accurate. I've never had any issues with it. Maybe it's not as accurate as a quartz would be, but like I said, I've never struggled in this area, and I don't think it's a negative aspect of the watch. The crystal is a Hardlex crystal, which is Seiko's proprietary form of crystal that they have on many of their entry-level watches. It's not going to be as scratch resistant as a sapphire crystal would be, however, it still does a pretty decent job. I will say though, I personally could have used a sapphire crystal because I wear this thing every single day, and I don't have a traditional desk job, so I'm always banging this thing around and it's gotten pretty scuffed up. You can purchase this watch from anywhere between $345 to around $430, depending on if it's new or used and where you purchase it. If you like this watch, I can leave a few links down below of where you guys can go buy it. Although it is a little bit more of an investment than a fashion watch would be, I still think this watch is completely affordable for what you're getting. So one of the biggest turn-ons for this watch for me personally was the way that it looks. So I can wear silver or gold jewelry with this, which I really liked and was really important to me when I was looking to purchasing it. So the indices in the hands are actually rose gold. They're not technically gold. I've personally gotten really sick of rose gold recently, but I think that these are subtle enough and in certain light it looks gold, so it works. So aesthetically, before buying this watch, I hated date windows. I just thought they were a huge eyesore. But after actually putting it to use and realizing that it's very functional and I use it every single day, I don't think I could have a daily, everyday watch that doesn't have a date window. So when I was looking into buying a watch, I wanted to steer clear of fashion brands and watches that every girl on Instagram is already wearing on their wrist. I think the Presage is a great option for someone looking for a high quality watch that is still extremely beautiful. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I wore this watch almost every single day for a little over a year now, and it somehow still manages to look great with everything in my closet. Although I think it's beautiful and I do love it, I'm sure you all know and can relate to the fact that only having one watch does get a little bit boring. I am lucky enough to have other watches at my disposal, since I also have access to Teddy's collection, whether he likes it or not, which helped me get over the few instances where I felt burnt out on wearing my Presage. So let's be real, guys, I think this is probably the best watch you can get for $350. I really can't think of one that's better. Whether you're buying this for yourself or a significant other, this is a really great watch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Maybe that will encourage me to keep posting videos this time. I would also love for you guys to leave your favorite women's watch in the comments below, or what you think should be the next watch in my collection. We'd just love to hear what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.